that fire need a log?
Yeah.
You're the fire queen. You got the fire stuff. This is crazy what we're doing. Like, this could be a total disaster. The audio could just be absolute disaster with kids and dogs.
I don't have my gloves.
You don't have effing fire gloves. The swearing? Seriously? The wind, just so many possible variables out here. But at the same time, it could look really awesome and just like a fun way to show off another, like a cool location here.
Yeah.
Ooh, listen to that crackle.
Yeah.
Well, this is the You're So Cool podcast, right? I'm Reginald and you're...
Jaida.
My...
wife?
So yeah, it's a podcast about like kind of two people who are married, expecting a baby, and kind of like learning each other. I'm getting just blasted here. Heat blast. Holla. Babe, tell our baby my story.
Did you know that there are over 35... Oh, no. Did you know that roses have been around for over 35 million years?
Why was that so kind of seemingly practiced? And what's in your lap? And where did that come from? That was very awkward. Strange. I thought we were gonna do a test of what this is. You dared me.
Yeah, no. Oh my God.
Oh my God. It's arsenic. Trying to poison me?
You're supposed to guess the flavor before you sipped it. Now I know
From
you
smelling
know.
it?
No, just guess which one I picked for you.
Lemon, lime.
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 Obviously, you just drank it.
Sorry about your fire. My wife's a master fire builder, and I just spitted it on it, and as if the wood wasn't wet enough. Holla. How do you get these fires going so dang well and it's so dang wet out?
It's a special talent of mine.
Were you always a fire builder? Where'd that come from?
Yeah? No, I don't know. Yeah.
Wow, that was every answer possible. There was yes, then there was no, then there was I don't know.
Yeah.
You like camping?
I love camping. I haven't been camping in forever, though.
Would you camp pregnant?
Well, I think we're going to.
There it is.
I think we're going to not only camp, but we're going to tent camp. No, we're not. We don't even have a tent.
So not tent camp?
No, it's out in the bare frickin' wind.
No, we'll put a mattress in the back of the... It's a Nissan product, so it's pretty roomy. It is...
Full size, mid-luxury.
It's not full luxury. That would be nice, but that would be, I believe, the Infinity, I believe, is the souped up Nissan. But it is full size, and it's only partial luxury. It's a bit of a step up. My last automobile was a GMC Terrain, which was mid-size, mid-luxury. Oh, here we go. Okay, let's get to it. So I told Jaida that the first topic was going to be flowers, and she's apparently, look at her peeking at her. Okay, well, what do we got kicking around here? So we're on a new piece of property for us, so we're just kind of learning which flowers are rolling through. Initial thoughts and feelings, and maybe give us a little tour of what we got around us here.
We've got the ballsack flowers. I don't know what their true, scientific name is, but
Probably
they're right
not
over there.
ballsack.
Nutsack?
Testicles.
Yes. Yeah, flowers. They're right over there. We got a couple right there. We got some peonies right there, and back over there.
So we got ballsack and peonies.
Yep. We've got some beautiful azaleas that are blooming right now. And we've got a couple of them. We've got one in the front, one on the side, one back here. And we've got another one that doesn't have any flower blooms this year, which is odd. So I wonder if it is an azalea. We got some rose bushes. No buds on those yet. They come later. We've got that thing right behind you that I don't know what that is. There's a lot that I don't know. And our beautiful Japanese maple, not flowers, but a beautiful tree. Some irises behind me. I did do a scan of that one over there by the carport, but I don't remember what it's called. Moon something.
They're so cute.
They're beautiful. They don't smell, but they're beautiful.
Yeah, I'm worried they're going to tip over because they're on a bit of a precarious piece of metal it's not up to snuff. I don't think it can handle.
I don't know what this Dr. Seuss looking like thing is.
It looks like it's from Dr. Seuss.
Seuss.
What?
Seuss.
So 2 of my favorite things. Number 1, calling Dr. Seuss Dr. Zeus. Oh, that's windy. Just give that a second. God. Wow. Maybe this was a mistake doing this outside. Who chose tonight?
You did. Did you know that dandelions are actually herbs? They're not a flower, and they're fully edible. The leaves, the stems, the buds, all of it, and they're high in vitamin C.
I feel like I knew the vitamin C thing. I knew partially edible, not fully. Did not know herb. It's not a flower?
It's not a flower. It's an herb.
And what was your other stat about roses?
Roses have been around for over 35 million years.
Which is older than a whole lot of stuff. Hey, one of my favorite things is calling Dr. Seuss Dr. Zeus and people's reactions. Always funny. But I told you this in the car the other day. For people who are a little older and like the show Friends and the show Frasier, I loved calling the character on Frasier Ross, and I loved calling the character on Friends Roz. And it always got a rise out of people. Man, we're really battling the elements here, eh? Have you ever had flowers in your living arrangements before?
At my last house,
You did? What did you have?
we had poppies, which were really neat, some peonies, crocuses, lilies, magnolia tree. That was really neat. That was beautiful. It's the first time I ever saw one in my life. And the smell is so good. We had lots around here, though, which was really nice. The ballsack trees, or not trees, but flowers, the nutsack flowers. I think that's about it.
So I found flowers really interesting because growing up, didn't give a care about them. Young man, doesn't care much for flowers. And then I went and lived in Toronto, and there are no flowers there in the concrete jungle. And then I went and lived on the road, and I'm sure there were flowers about, but nothing consistent, so there was nothing to track. But when I moved up to my place on the South Shore, Fort Nova, I was greeted by many, many flower. And I found it really interesting to observe the cycles of these flowers. This is something I never considered. They're so fleeting.
Yeah, I never noticed it until I lived with flowers as well. And like in this city, you don't really, if you're in an apartment, you obviously don't have any kind of flowers like that. You buy them at Home Depot, you know, and you buy them at stores when it's springtime, but not where you actually have them come back year after year and you get excited about the different seasons and how long they last for, which is not very long. Like the magnolia season was lovely. The apple blossom season was beautiful. And then the lilacs were so nice too, and they've just all died out. But now we're getting things like azaleas. We'll have peonies soon after the azaleas die. So yeah, it's really neat to go through all the different flower seasons.
And then at the other house, what's that?
And you only get them for a short amount of time.
That's the thing that blew my mind. Then at the other house, there are these electric pink, there are tons of lilacs, so beautiful, smells so good. There's these electric pink roses that are so beautiful. I think in my ignorance, I thought flowers just kind of lasted the whole summer. I didn't realize that they're so fleeting, they're so fast. So how do they get them to flower stores? And
I think they have their hydroponics or whatever it is, and they start them early, and then they just, I don't know, maybe, I don't know how they keep them alive for so long, but I think things like petunias, you know, those keep on flowering all through the summer, so you have them last a little bit longer. Yeah, I don't know.
Some of these things, though, I'm like, how the heck are they doing these? Because I feel like from here to get it to the grocery store, especially once it's picked, that thing's going to be dead.
Well, yeah, I mean, the ones that do last are not like these ones.
Oh, okay. The prettiest ones.
Yeah, the prettiest ones.
It's so neat to me, and I thought about it. You really start to learn about seasons and the seasons of life, where it's like you watch this kind of bloom and this party time in the summer where everything's beautiful, and then this decay into death. And I was thinking, do you think people who, did you get a weird one?
That was just very sour.
Oh. That's a big lemon. Can you show the people at home the big lemon? That's a big lemon. But yeah, do you think people who live in 4 seasons and more rural, do you think they have a different grip on one's mortality than somebody who lives in like California all year round?
That's a good question. I don't know.
If you had to get, like, what do you think? I know for me, it made me think differently about mortality, of just being like, wow, life is so fleeting, and like seasons go really quickly, and seeing the life cycle of nature, pretty humbling. And then I thought, I just kind of extrapolated on it, and it was like people further south who might not experience 4 seasons, they might have a different grasp on these things.
It's either hot or it's not as hot. But yeah, I don't know if they get the same kind of, I mean, they probably do with their crops, but I don't know. I don't know if they get that death and rebirth year after year.
As a 4 seasons person, I mean, the winter, it sucks. But, hey, don't get distracted. We don't have a fence. And this dog is so good, I don't think she needs one.
No, she's good as long as you just make sure she knows she's being watched.
You're being watched.
As soon as she gets a little bit of freedom, like earlier, she'll try to take advantage of it.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
Would you, if you just let her go, would you just find her down the street?
I don't know. I don't know what she would do.
Partying with the local Rottweiler?
I don't know.
All right, we need a baby update. I think every Wednesday, your app gives a new, what week are we in? So it's fresh today. Today is Wednesday. Give me the Wednesday spiel.
We are.
Where's our baby at? How big's our baby? What week? I think you said something about trimesters. Go.
We are at week 27, which is the final week of the second trimester.
Are you sad to leave how do you feel leaving this trimester?
This has been a fun trimester. It was like the first one was awful. I felt sick all the time, was tired all the time, but it really did not feel well. And then I swear, the day of second trimester, I was like, I am so hungry. I want to eat everything. And I've felt great since. And then since I've been taking that aspirin too, it's really helped with headaches, which were really bad in the first trimester. So that's helped a little bit too, yes. And then second trimester, I started feeling kicks for the first time. So that was really exciting. And feeling her move around a lot every day. So that's really fun.
And you're telling me about this where her arms are doing one thing and her feet are...
Yeah, I can feel her like...
Let's pick the windiest day of the week to do a podcast. Good one, Reg.
It's Reg. So, yeah, I can feel her. Usually it seems like she's laying this way with a head usually up here, I think, and feet down here. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell, but I feel like I get more kicks up here and I feel more kind of bumps up here. So I think those are like maybe little elbows. But then every now and then it seems to be when I'm kind of like working and maybe not in the best posture and maybe squishing my bell a little bit, that all of a sudden I'll feel right. It's always in this little corner that I feel these like finger tickles. Like it feels like tickles. It doesn't feel like kicks. It's like these little tiny movements, very light and small, and it feels kind of weird. Like that's the first time that any of the movements have felt really weird. So that's fun.
Pause. I think we gotta switch that up. Under your we're gonna wrap it around this strap. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Does it feel weird having the...
Viewers are gonna notice. They'll be like, wait, last shot it was over here, now it's over here.
Oh yeah, the continuity. This is like a Tarantino movie where he purposefully does the continuity mistakes. That's a fun one.
He does that on purpose?
Pardon?
He does that on purpose?
I think so. Because it's like, it's like throwback to like bad 70s movies. If you watch Death Proof, continuity is hilarious. Therefore, with somebody that amazing, methinks it's on purpose. But I don't know for sure. Okay, yes, for the crowd, the millions watching at home, our parents, we did switch the mic. I think this is better. See, it's now on that side. Okay, this is your first child, and especially for a male, what is it like to have something that you love so much moving inside of you, stretching out with those fingers and those toes? It's such a trip, even just for me, when you're like, yeah, she's kicking, and then when you actually feel it really pushes your hand and like you see the bump come out. It's ineffable for me, so it must be even to the next level for you.
Yeah, it's very exciting, and I'm so excited to meet her. And like, I'm in month 6 of pregnancy. Oh, I just felt her kick there. And this has been so fun, and the second trimester is so nice, and you get a cute little bump, and you're feeling great, and you can still fit in clothes normally, and you can still put your socks on and everything. And I'm like, I don't want this to end in a way. But then, like I was saying to my sister even earlier today, I'm sure the next 3 months are just get bigger and more uncomfortable, and that then by the end of it, you're like, get this baby out. So I will, miss this trimester for sure. It's been really nice. But at the same time, I'm so excited to meet her.
I remember seeing my mom's old maternity photos and seeing like other women post maternity photos, and I remember it was always such an event to capture that. Intellectually, I understood, but until experiencing it with you, where I'm like, this is such a short period of your life that you get to have this kind of miracle in you and be pregnant.
And it's going by so fast.
It's really going by so fast. I can't wrap my head around it because I'll never experience it. Freud always talked to penis envy. And then Karen Horney, not horny, they stressed that in class, says Freud's full of it because guys have womb envy. And yeah, like I can't give life. You give life. You have life in you.
I create life. You do give life.
That's
Without
true.
you, there would not be this baby in here. Are you okay?
I'm half dying of smoke and half just showing off. I'm having a cry over here for many reasons. Yeah, it's spectacular. I love putting my face down there, and when she punches me, it's so cute. And you said this trimester, if I'm not mistaken, I can now maybe put my head against your tummy and hear the heartbeat.
This
I think you
week,
said.
Yeah, that's what my one app told me. Update was that she's the size of a cabbage, weighs roughly just over 2 pounds. And that if you, or anyone, I guess, puts their ear up on my belly.
Anyone else putting their ear up on your belly?
Well, for people who don't have partners, if you have anyone who wants to put their ear, or you want them to put their ear on your belly, they might be able to hear the heartbeat, which is pretty neat.
I'll be sure to check with the Amazon driver and see what the heartbeat's like then.
There is something else that their taste buds are fully developed now, that most moms notice that when their babies, after they've eaten spicy food, their babies usually respond by hiccuping, which is another thing. I think it was last week or the week before is when they said that she may start hiccuping. I haven't experienced that yet, but I do remember when my sister was pregnant that all of a sudden oh, baby has the hiccups. And I had no idea that like fetuses could get the hiccups, but I hope that she does get the hiccups. That would be really cool.
Is it fetuses or feti?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it's fetuses, but I don't know.
What have you been feeding her then? Have you been eating spicy food? Does that worry you at all?
No, I've been eating spicy food. There was only the one time when you made those real spicy and delicious noodles that I felt her kick in a lot after that, but I've eaten just as spicy of things. And she's been pretty chill, so maybe she likes spicy stuff. I don't know. She really likes sweet stuff. I can tell you that much.
I can't remember if we've touched on this before, but it is worth mentioning how funny it is. You had 0 sweet tooth when we met.
Yeah, I always said I didn't have one. I did not have a sweet tooth at all. I mean, I liked every now and then a little bit of something sweet, but I did not crave it hardly ever. And yeah, I would have chosen salty over sweet any day.
Now you can't get enough.
No, I can't.
Cannot get enough. And now I'm suffering the consequences because I join in and I'm eating for 3.
Suffering the consequences.
Baby. You mentioned that our child is currently the size of a cabbage. There's been a bunch of veggies along the way, and I will definitely speak for me, but I think you as well got caught up on the lemon phase. That was an exciting phase. We liked that phase.
It was the best.
We got a jumper with little lemons on it.
Mm-hmm. Super cute.
They grow up so fast.
Yeah.
I already see it, which is so sad. We're gonna blink and she's gonna be a teen and she's gonna be out of the house.
Yeah.
How do we slow this down?
We don't. I think it's just gonna keep getting faster. So it's just like the flowers. You gotta appreciate all of the different phases.
Well played.
Every single day she gets bigger. She'll never be as small as she was today.
Hit me with a flower fact.
Did you know that tulip bulbs had more value than gold? It was called tulip mania in the Netherlands in the 17th century, and some tulip bulbs were more expensive than a house.
Now, I didn't know the specifics of it. Definitely didn't know they were more expensive than a house. Definitely didn't know it was more expensive than gold. However, I did know about the tulip bubble. It's like the original .com bubble. Tulips are super, super expensive. Everybody wanted them, and then yeah, it turned into nobody wants tulips and they're worth nothing. Similar to the .com boom or the AI boom that we're having right now.
I do know that they also plant a shit ton of tulips for Canadian soldiers as a thank you for when we came and saved them in World War II.
This is correct. Canada liberated the Netherlands specifically.
Yeah, I'd love to go there.
They love Canadians. They celebrate them because of it. This is a neat thing I just learned about the Netherlands. You know those, the flags that you see that say open on them? And they're always red, white, and blue?
Yes.
I didn't put it together. I mean, I knew it, but I didn't put the two together that it's the Dutch flag. And they say open because I think the original, something about on the eastern seaboard, the original merchants were Dutch people who brought wares and would sell them. So they put Dutch flags out front, and if you saw a Dutch flag, it meant it was a retailer. So now they've just become adopted to modern day of like antique stores always have Dutch flags out front, but now they say open on them.
You know, I think I've only ever noticed that living here.
Oh.
In Alberta, if you're open, you have a lit up neon open sign, not a flag that says open.
Yeah, no, but it's a flag here. It's like, but that's very antique store. In Ontario, they had them, but it was only antique stores. But you're right, here it's more like very common. Now I'm gonna go on my rant about the Netherlands. They are the worst branded country in the world. Here it comes. Everyone thinks Amsterdam is a country.
Does everyone think that?
I think a lot of people do. I think if you ask the average person, they would think Amsterdam's a country, not a city.
Well, that's just dumb on their part.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going deeper then. The flag. red, white, and blue. So one would think their colors are...
Red, white, blue?
It's orange.
What does that mean, their color is orange?
Ours is red and white. Canadian hockey team. You always know them, they're red and white. America, well branded, red, white, and blue. Always red, white, and blue. You see the Netherlands, they wear orange.
Well, I don't think Mexicans wear green, white, and red.
Absolutely they do. If you look at the Mexican FIFA soccer team, like the national team.
We're talking about sports.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm not talking to the average person walking down the street.
What about the Oilers? What about the Leafs? What about the Canucks?
Those are club teams. They're not national teams. And those are well branded because the Oilers are always blue, orange, and white. The Canucks, they changed their color scheme 3 times major, but they're consistent, at least within their era. The Dutch are... Is she gonna bark?
She might.
Lastly, Netherlands. If you're from the Netherlands or Holland, you're Dutch.
Okay, that's enough. Okay.
Okay, that was enough playing. We're done.
Go lie down.
We're done.
Come here. Come lie down. Good girl.
Netherlands, Holland, you're Dutch. It's it's just poor branding. The country is so poorly branded.
Oh.
The Netherlands is Holland.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And I know orange is something to do with one of their kings.
Cody, come lie down. Lie down. Does that have something to do with like World War II and like?
Don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Anyways.
I do know the like the Holland, you know, if you're from Holland, you're Dutch. That doesn't make any sense. Shouldn't it be like Dutchland? But I think in their own language, it is something like Dutchland. And then us English people were like, we're going to call it Holland.
But I think Deutschland is Germany.
Oh, I don't know.
This is the thing. It's insane. So that's my beef with the Netherlands. Beautiful place. I've been there. Love it. Amazing. Lived on a houseboat. It was awesome.
You do mushrooms?
Truffles. They call them truffles. And yet you just go into the store that has, I think, a green cross, if I remember correctly. And yeah, you walk in and there's just a whole lineup and they have stats on them. This one will give you an auditory hallucination. This one will give you visual. This one will give you just like you close your eyes and it's great. Like they have stats on them and then I don't know which one I picked, but it's weird to get on hallucinogens in the Netherlands or in Amsterdam specifically, because some of the buildings are slanted forward. So when you're high as hell, you're looking at these buildings and you're like, is that gonna fall on me? And it blew my mind. That was probably one of the highest I've ever been, was in the Netherlands. Well, fair enough. Yeah, I once, hero dosed. But this was like the hero dose was really scary. This was, the getting high in the Netherlands wasn't scary, but it was wild.
Was it not as scary maybe, or because it's legal and you know that
Well, that's the funny thing. I was with my friend Mina and we were walking down one of the streets and I remember being like, no one can know that I'm high. I had this like weird feeling to like hide that I was high. And she looked at me, she's like, we're in Amsterdam. Everyone's high. And I was like, oh yeah. But it was this weird feeling where like I had to make sure no one knew. I was like paranoid. Straight paranoid that everyone was gonna know that I was high. But the funny part is, it is literally the highest city in the world.
Did you ride a bike around?
No, but I remember seeing a man riding a bike while holding another bike, and I was like, wow. It blew my mind. I could not believe what I was seeing.
I feel like that would be the most fun, is to go eat some mushrooms in Amsterdam on a beautiful day and then just ride around a bike, like slow, you know, not no races, nothing like that, but just to be able to meander around. And yeah, I feel like that would just be magical.
There are definitely more bikes than cars, but I think there's a stat where there's more bikes than people. They're just like everybody has 3 bikes, so therefore.
Are you doing okay over there?
Is it going in your face at all?
No, it is. But I mean, I also kind of have eye shields on, right?
Yeah,
So.
you got the contacts. I'm getting like just tear, but it's funny. It's part of the, this is what happens when you do it outside. I guess we got to get a cutaway of the fire so people can see it. They don't just think we're just in front of a smoke machine. This is the real deal.
Real freaking deal.
Do you want to go to Netherlands? I did. This is what I love about podcasting. I did not plan, unlike your little sheet there, I did not plan us chatting in Netherlands. Are we going to go there at some point?
I would love to go there. I'm just always scared that once I get to Europe, I'm going to be like, this is where I'm meant to be, especially Italy. That's the one where I'm like, I already know that I'm meant to be there. And then I'll get there and I'll be like, yep, confirmed. But I would love to see the Netherlands. I'd love to go to Italy. I'd love to go to France. I'd love to check out Spain. Greece has always been a really big one. Places like Croatia, Austria, to see like all of Sound of Music places and stuff. Germany would be amazing too. Belgium would be really neat. Like I think I may have almost listed all of the European countries, almost. And then obviously would love to check out like Ireland, Scotland. Scotland would be the top one over Ireland and England. Yeah, I'd still go there. Absolutely. That would be so fun.
You, Luxembourg. Didn't make the list, mother.
I don't know what that is. I don't even know where that is.
Probably near Swaziland.
I think that's in Africa.
Correct. Well, I've done France, I've done Spain. Not a big Spain fan, no offense to the Spanish people, although they're having like a big revolution against the tourists, so they probably are happy to hear me say that. The Spanish, tourists are being bullied and whatnot in Spain. It's a big thing. It may have died down, but definitely in the last couple months, there was a big anti-tourism movement.
Like all tourists or just ones that didn't speak Spanish?
All tourists. Turistos go home. And yeah, there was a big revolt against.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. I don't know if it's all of Europe, but definitely Spain. Didn't really care for Spain. But France, one I think must experience it. And I would love to do Italy. Definitely love to do Austria, as my family's from there. Doing the 23andMe thing and the family trees. I have generations upon generations there. So I think that would be, just go there and everybody looks like me. Everything would be pretty fun.
That would be pretty fun.
But do you have stats about Austria there too? You got Austrian stats?
Did you know that blue is the rarest color naturally occurring in flowers? And most blue-looking flowers are actually purple with blue overtones.
Whoa. I figured blue flowers, especially in the stores, are dyed. But I did not realize that they are... Yeah, I'm cycling through my head to think of like native blue flowers. We kind of have these little mini ones back here look a little blue.
I'd say they're more purple, indigo.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I remember even hearing that most of things in nature that are blue or look blue are not truly blue pigmented. It's usually some sort of blue light reflection. And that blue pigment in flowers or plants and bugs, that is quite rare. So like those extremely blue butterflies, I can't remember the names of them now. They just reflect blue light. There's only one, I believe there's only one actual species of butterfly where they're all black and then they have a little kind of strip of bright blue on their lower parts of their wings, and that has true blue pigment in it. But otherwise it's an extremely rare pigment out in nature.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
And bright colors are to be avoided in nature. So are not flowers. Flowers are the opposite. They want you to see them. Isn't that funny that flowers are so bright and beautiful, but then a bright colored animal is no bueno? Where did you get these stats? No, like flowerknowledge.com?
ChatGPT.
Oh my God. Well, now we have to credit ChatGPT at the end of this. Is that it? Are you going to burn it now? Are you done?
No, I've got one more.
Are you gonna save it for later? Because it could spark some conversation. Should we save it for later?
Okay.
So we're chilling in our backyard here. We got this weird kind of like framed up gravel
Stage.
It's like a stage, yeah. And on it, when we bought the house, was a pool. It was a bit of a thing. Do they leave the pool? Do they take the pool? And then we ended up, they took the pool, and then they also wanted to take this, but we're like, yo, you take this, you're gonna take all the gravel too? Because it's all gonna just fall. So we fought hard, we battled, and we walked away with the framed out gravel. And at first I was like, what are we gonna do with that? I kind of love it as our little like campfire.
It's perfect 'cause where this pit was before, over in the corner, there's a bunch of trees, there's a whole bunch of grass and like other plants. It would have been a little bit sketchier to have a fire there, but this is perfect. It's right in the middle of the backyard. We can eventually make some planters that have cemented posts in them and hang pretty solar lights. Perfect.
Yeah, I like that idea. You were saying on each of the corners to put a planter with a pole and then we string lights all the way around. I think that would be so dreamy.
It'll be awesome.
So thank you, former owners, for leaving this, or at least agreeing to after we fought with you.
Did we fight with them?
It was a bit of a battle. It was a 2-minute battle. It was 1 minute. It was probably like a 30-second battle.
It was a one-sentence email.
It was them saying we want that wood for whatever reason, and we were like, no.
It is interesting that they wanted the wood. I mean, it's 4 pieces.
Yeah.
5 pieces. I don't know. It's 6. I don't know. It's like 2 pieces each side.
But just even for us, what like it would have just been like gravel, just like akimbo.
Lumber's expensive nowadays.
Yeah, and these are nice. They're like 2 by, what are they, 2 by 8s probably?
I have no idea how deep they go.
Maybe even 2 by 10s. They're very nice. Yeah, Scott Hearn, our realtor, took care of that stuff. He's a good guy.
Yeah, fantastic.
Big up to Scott. Everybody watching this, Scott, I know you're not watching it, but that's okay. I'm a part of their WhatsApp group, and I rarely pay attention, no offense, fellas, because they're just talking about bikes and stuff. But today, like, somebody got hurt on their last ride. Somebody broke a bone, and it said that people get this injury from high-impact car accidents.
Like clavicle?
No, something in their leg.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and it was a fella out on just like a joyride. Because, yeah, we live in Kentville, Nova Scotia, which is a very small town. But my God, mountain biking, we live on a gorge of just like some, I'm going to say world class, but it's probably not. Nova Scotia class, mountain biking. Are you interested in the gorge? You want to explore the gorge? Like,
yeah.
Do you like walking in nature? What's that mean to you, beautiful lady?
I love it. It's awesome. The gorge is gorgeous.
That was good.
See what I did there? It's really nice. Yeah, I would love it. The biggest part is I just need to make more bug spray for myself with essential oils because I'm trying to not put straight up chemicals right on my skin while I'm creating a human. But yeah, as long as the mosquitoes don't try to absolutely devour me alive, I'd love to check out the gorge more.
And if I'm not mistaken, the mosquitoes rather like you.
Yeah, it even said in my DNA test that I am mosquito food. They like me.
And my DNA test said the opposite. Yeah. Mosquitoes aren't a big fan of mine. So marrying you was just divine because you take all the mosquito bullets and I'm just walking. They don't really like me anyways. But you're just like the magnet.
My essential oil little concoction has really been working though, which is nice. Yeah.
So will you share with the people at home what
it's made out of?
Yeah.
I know a big one that they don't like is lemon eucalyptus, not lemon and eucalyptus, but actual lemon eucalyptus. That's a big one. It mimics citronella. Citronella is another big one.
Like you add citronella into? Is citronella its own thing?
Yep, it's its own plant. Yeah, like the candles that you would light up camping. Those are citronella. So you can get essential oil for that. I don't have that one. But if you had it, that would work too, I think. And so pretty much I just looked up all the different mosquito bug repellent essential oils that they don't like, and I just threw them all into a jar and with a spray bottle on it. So lemon eucalyptus, rosemary, citronella. Now I'm blanking on all of them. Lavender, I think they don't like too much. There's another one, another big one that I had quite a bit of. But anyway, yeah, all those different kind of ones. You just throw them all together. Should put distilled water in it. Didn't have that, so I just used tap water. But I mean, it works.
And yeah, I agree. Avoiding that chemical, especially when baby's growing. What was something you told me about? There's like a balm that like projects protection from bugs.
Oh no, it's the little thermocell things. I think they emit butane or something like that, and it is really good at doing like a good radius of no bugs. That thing has saved me before in the past. But I also don't know like if that's really great to be. I don't really think you inhale it, but I don't know if it's great to be around. I'm sure it's not all that awful compared to like, DEET on your skin. I remember one time leaving a can of bug spray on a wooden finished table. And the next day there was this ring at the bottom because it must have been leaking a little bit or had some bug spray on the outside of the can. It had completely eaten through the finish and the stain on the wood table. And I was like, if that's going on my skin, that can't be that good. You know who loves licking bug spray off of skin though?
Puppy? Kitty? What?
Hendrix. He loves it. He loves licking tea tree oil off your skin, loves bug spray off your skin, and even deodorant. He loves it.
He's a little freak.
He is a freak.
Who is into, he likes chemicals. A little freakazoid. Oh, there was something in there that was like, oh, that's a good thing to touch on. Oh, yeah, no, remember you told me about your science experiment. So yeah, the bug spray eats through things. Not surprised, but also a little surprised I didn't realize that. But I think one that everybody seems to know about is is it the Coke test?
Yeah.
And I think you did a science experiment when you were, what were the results?
I think I was in grade 5 or grade 6. Yeah, it was, I think the name of my test experiment was which pop is the most corrosive to your teeth. I believe that's what it was. And I just took some bottles of different types of pop, or as they say in the States, soda. And then obviously had my water bottle as my control. And I just dropped a nail, not, scuffed up or anything, just a straight up nail in each one of them. And Coke was definitely the worst, followed by Pepsi. There was another one that was a really high contender that was kind of surprising. I can't remember what it was exactly now. This is quite a long time ago. But yeah, they were really awful for your teeth. And I think iced tea was in there, and that one obviously wasn't too bad. But it's those carbonated ones with extreme amounts of sugar. It was really bad for your teeth.
You have it here first, folks. I think we all generally knew it, but that is a real world experiment. It even had a control. The water one, I'm assuming, was the least corrosive?
I do not believe that there was any corrosion on that one. I mean, it was only for, I don't know, time was much slower back then. So it could have been a week, it could have been 2 weeks, it could have been the whole entire school year. I don't remember. I think it was grade 5.
Ain't that the truth? Yeah, no, time really does change. Are you seeing how much I'm crying?
Yes.
Is this funny?
You're like weeping at this point.
It's funny because the folks just listening, I'm doing a really great job not playing it up.
Were you releasing this just with audio?
Yeah, on Spotify.
Oh.
Will be just audio, but on YouTube will be video, and they'll see me writhing in pain. Like, I can't move because we're all set up for this. You seem fine.
Yeah.
It's great. I want that for
Wind's
my wife.
blowing
I'll take every bullet for you forever.
direction.
But I'm having like a bit of a meltdown here. But I'll push through. I'll push through, babe. I'll push through. Hey, I saw a really interesting article today on, I think it was Apple News, and it's behind a paywall. So I would love to have read it. I didn't, but it will all come out. Anyways, I read the preview, and it was talking about how scientists are seriously studying the idea that this is panspermia, meaning that we were seeded by aliens. They've been studying some amino acids on an asteroid and found that most of the amino acids needed to create human life were found on this asteroid. So it's not crazy to think that some like organic bomb was dropped here and everything just started out from it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense, you know, like we just kind of pop up at some point, right?
So do you think there's just asteroids being flung all over the universe by who or what? And when they hit that kind of miracle spot like this planet, which is clearly a miracle, Goldilocks zone, the moon, everything is just right, and this was just enough for life to begin, and
Crazy.
But who's sending out the asteroids?
Don't know. I remember watching a YouTube video. This has got to be like over 10 years ago now. And it's this series of YouTube videos that are all cartoons. It's a song the whole time. And it's in another language, but it's all about the Anunnaki, which is really cool. And that the Anunnaki are like superhumans, advanced kind of human species, and they come from wherever planet, and the planet, they need gold to survive. I can't remember exactly why, but then they find Earth, but they also don't want to send people to, like the Anunnaki, to Earth. So instead they want to make like a new species of humans that can do all of the work of mining the gold and sending it back to wherever they're from. So then they start doing these experiments with apes to have Anunnaki babies and stuff like that, right? And then that's how they figure that humans were created. I don't remember where this comes from. And then there's these tablets that are made, like it sounds very religious-y in that way. But yeah, I remember the YouTube videos being very interesting. And then if you read about it a little bit more, yeah, it is pretty neat. But like aliens, yeah, coming to Earth and using some of their DNA to make us for whatever purpose they wanted us for.
I have heard about the Anunnaki, and I did know about the gold. And the thing I find so funny about it is they're this super species, amazing, create things, seeded the Earth, etc. But like, just find something other than gold.
But I think
it
it's
sounds
something,
like a lot of work just to get some friggin' gold.
I feel like it's their planet was dying or something, and the gold is what kept it alive, and they had used all the gold or something, and their planet was better than our planet, and then our planet had the gold, but then they wanted the gold, but they didn't want to mine it themselves because they're better than that. So that's why they made... And they tried to get apes to do it, but obviously couldn't figure that piece out. So then they're like, well, what if we just like do experiments on female apes carrying a half ape, half Anunnaki thing? And that seemed to work, supposedly. And yeah.
Another thing about gold, I've heard, there's only so much gold on the planet enough to fill a swimming pool. Probably a larger size pool, but so I remember hearing that once. I don't know if that's...
That doesn't make any sense. Didn't they have like just bars and bars and bars of gold?
That's what I think. When I think Fort Knox, it's just all these bars of gold, but then somebody said if all the gold, I don't know. But I heard...
Well, I could say something too. Does that make it true all of a sudden?
Yeah, you're saying that we're sent here by the Anunnaki to find the gold. But then I guess the other funny thing about the Anunnaki with the gold is they must be looking at us like not really doing the gold thing anymore and just moving on and making AI and like other gems, and they're probably like, we're We're waiting for our gold here. Don't hang us out to dry.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm confused. It would be interesting to watch again, though. It was some crazy music. It was really interesting. Are you okay?
So was it a custom song or was it like Weird Al Yankovic
No,
where
like-
they put...
Sorry.
That's okay. Is it like Weird Al Yankovic where they put their voices over other music? Or was it its own song? Why are there songs about this?
It was their own songs, and it was telling a story over 10 videos type. Like, it was quite a few videos, and it's like, you know how I wouldn't say it just telling a story, but in song form.
Things got really weird over that many videos. He's just like tuning up the guitar. He's like, I'm gonna tell you a story.
It's in another language.
And it's translated?
With subtitles. Yeah. And then this cartoon. I'll show it to you. I'll show you. Yeah.
Just got attacked.
Oh, yeah, I haven't been bit once.
What? No, I'm the one taking all the bullets?
My essential oil potion is working very well.
I'm getting attacked by bugs. I'm getting all the smoke. This is a very traumatic event.
Do you want to switch?
No, never. I'd take all the bullets for you forever, my love.
Wasn't it last time when I was getting all the smoke, you said that you have to say something like you accept the flag of allegiance or whatever you said? I can't remember now.
I pledge allegiance to the flag on which it stands, under one nation, under God. I'm not American, I don't know. It's something like that.
Well, it's going that way now, kind of.
Oh yeah, because I pledge allegiance to the flag. We've been playing a lot of cards lately. And today I was having a conversation with my friend Brett over text. And he was saying as he's gotten older, he just loves board games more and more. Do you think it's an age thing? For me, I think I've always loved board games. I would almost rather board game than go to the bar. Have you always been into them?
Yeah. I mean, there's probably always a time when, you're a teenager and you're like, liquor, getting drunk, like this, meeting people, this is so fun. And then you kind of move away from all that. But no, like a board game, a good board game, good game of cards, like there's nothing better than that. Especially when you get into it and you get into it with some friends too. And there's real like stakes that are at risk. Like, it's pretty freaking fun.
Well, I'm really into, one thing with my neighbors, Bubba and Nanny Pam back on the Fort Nova property, I have an ongoing list of our dominoes. And what I was so excited about it is like keeping that house forever. Like we're gonna play a bunch and then we get to look back at the stats. And now that I have my wife, I'm so excited to keep stats of all the games that we play.
Domino's is at Fort Nova, so we got to play when we're there this weekend. That'll be fun. I think there's 2 deck of cards there too, so we can play queens if we want to.
Been playing queens, you are up 2-1. This will be an ongoing game probably for the next 50 years.
It's so fun.
It's so fun. What's the other name for it again? Rude.
Because remember when I went out in like my second hand, what were you thinking in your head?
That was rough. You skunked me.
Yeah.
We've all been there. We've all been skunked before. Oh, is the baby kicking or something?
She had been chill for the last little bit, but she was kicking earlier, yeah.
So I've been reading The Little Prince to you. Thoughts, feelings?
It's cute. It's definitely like whimsical and little kiddish. I'm waiting to see what the point is, because usually little kid books, they do have some sort of underlying point, meaning, story, message, whatever that is. And I'm waiting to hear what it is. And I think that there might be a little point too, because he keeps on talking about how little kids think this way, and then when you get older and become an adult, you don't think that way anymore, and adults are boring and too serious. So yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes. So far, I'm just trying to figure out like, are there people living on these itty bitty little planets? It makes no sense to me.
That's fair.
Yeah, but it is very cute.
Do you think our daughter's enjoying it?
Yes, I think that the way that you read it is the most enjoyable for both of us.
So there's the neutral voice for like the speaker.
Narrator.
The narrator. There's the, this is the little prince, for the little prince. For the flower, it's like a demure southern belle. And for the king, he's very regal. I'm having some fun with it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Is it helping, or is
I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the best. And then we're gonna do that more once Bub's actually here. I just saw a video online earlier of dad reading to their brand new newborn, and they say that they did it every single night, and then it shows them at, I don't know how many months old, but less than a year old, and the baby, not knowing how to talk yet, is flipping through pages and just doing blah, 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 and fake, talking and stuff like that. But it's supposed to be so good for their speech development and language skills. One of this kid's favorite things to do is just read through books, which is so neat and adorable. I saved it, so I'll show you it. It's really, really cute. And I remember my mom talking about how I would do that too, because she would read to me all the time, and then I would read to Maddie when she came around, but I don't know the words. I would just flip through the pages and do kind of my own story of the different things I remembered, or just whatever my little brain was thinking of at the time. But I think that's so neat.
Cute. Jeebus Louiebus. That's a good looking fire right there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I just get my last flower fact out there, and you can splice it in whenever you want?
Wait, just to talk about what we were just talking about.
Reading?
Yeah, what is it about reading? And I think part of it might be the human connection part, because we were learning about in class when it was brain development, this language hack. We go through a point in our lives when we're just these sponges soaking up different ways of pronouncing things. Like people who learn English have a certain set of syllables and pronunciations. People who learn an Asian language is usually a completely different thing. And they found that if they put a baby who's learning English and an Asian language in front of a person to learn these things, they were able to pick up both ways of pronouncing these words. But if it was in front of a screen, the baby wouldn't pick up the words. That's insane. Like, it's still the same sound, it's still the same everything, and yet it has to have human connection. It has to be coming from a human in order for it to work. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
So I think, too, with the reading stuff, why is it that reading unlocks something in our brain? Maybe it's the communal side of it.
Yeah, I mean, we've been storytelling from the beginning of language, I guess. I remember in my anthropology class, ancient civilizations, I think, is what it was, my one and only anthropology class that I took, because I loved anthropology and I wish I would have taken more classes. I wish I would have stayed in university longer, but my teacher was awful. Anyway, getting back to the actual point, when they do brain scans of people making weaponry, like taking rocks, hitting rocks against each other to create those little flakes, so that you can, flakes that come off of the rock into different points so that you can make arrowheads, that actually activates the same part of the brain as language. So they figured that ancient peoples, when we started hunting together, that there was a need for language to be able to hunt more efficiently and keep each other safe. So there's this, that's what they figure, I believe, is when we started making weapons and tools, that's when language part of our brain started to develop, and then we developed language from that.
But then I wonder if we went too far in the language direction, that we've lost some kind of intuitive part of our brains that almost doesn't need verbal communication. Do you think there's a part of that? I feel like animals, even just living with Cody and Hendrix, it seems like there's this non-spoken communication, and maybe now we lean too far.
I think that's all just society and technology. I think if we get back to our roots, our witchy vibes, we can pick up on things much easier than all the other that gets in the way with life and technology and advancements. And that's why I think when you go back into nature and you take some time away from all that stuff is when you can really get back to understanding how you feel, how certain things make you feel and stuff like that.
I was talking with a guy at the gym today. He's trying to get into tech and then taking a job doing some drilling stuff. And I'm like, dude, that's not going to get taken over by AI, which is great. And just getting into where the world is going and what this means. And it could mean the end of all jobs being paying, and humans, really the point of humans might just be community. Because I feel like the one thing, the proof of it is that experiment I was saying earlier about how if you show a child 0 to 6 months video of somebody speaking an Asian language, they don't pick up that ability to pronounce those specific syllables and sounds. Whereas if you put them in front of a human doing those things, they can pick them up. So I don't know if there will ever be a true, there's something under the skin, something je ne sais quoi that we cannot, it's not tangible. So I wonder once AI really gets going, robots are doing jobs, if humans' role amongst each other is just forming community and just helping each other have purpose through community and making each other feel safe and part of a tribe, and that tangible thing that maybe machines will never be able to understand.
Do you think we'll ever actually get there where we're just all love and peace and equality and all that stuff?
That was the first thing he said. He's like, that's communism.
Well, but then also, like, if you think about like the Matrix, right? If machines start running everything, eventually they'll be like, why are we giving all of this stuff to humans when we don't need to do that? We can just put them in these little sacks, take whatever we need from them, and make them think that they're living a good life in the Matrix or whatever it is. I don't think it's going to be all, rainbows and unicorns that, oh, look, none of us have to work ever again. We're provided everything that we need. Like, humans aren't like that. They've never been that way. We've always tried to get more and more and power. And
I think it will be both things. Here's my prediction. You heard it here first, folks, or you've probably heard it somewhere else. But this is my prediction. I think the machines will see us and they'll be like, whoa, these people are bad for the environment. They're bad what they've done to this earth, and we got to get rid of them. However,
Skynet.
This is where it's both ideas. I think they'll be benevolent. I think they will be like, listen, we're going to sterilize you, but you get to live out the rest of your days in Shangri-La. Anything you want, anytime. Because what's the difference? To a machine, our 80 years of existence is but a drop in the bucket. So they're like, we're going to be immortal, so we'll give you your 80 years, and you can do whatever you want, whenever you want. The only thing you can't do is procreate. Y'all are done. We're taking over, but we're giving you the best send-off you could imagine. And then that last generation dies off and they're cared for, they're loved by the machines, and then the machines, the butterfly comes out of the cocoon and this is their Cybertron, and it's basically Transformers but in real life.
Or maybe if we try to what if what they actually want is to be able to feel like how we feel? Physically, emotionally, mentally. They probably could get the mental part figured out with whatever technology they are. But what if they start being like, no, I want those other things too. And so they try to take over our meat suits to be able to physically feel. And then what if that's just what we really are, right? What is consciousness? Maybe we've already gone through this cycle in the past. That's
my big thing, is we're getting to a place in my lifetime. I can think of, I don't go back as far as Pong, but I can think of Super Mario, 1988, 89, whatever it was, this 8-bit and then 16-bit and then 32-bit, 64-bit, and watching these things exponentially grow. So if you just, extrapolate that, we're going to get to singularity where a video game looks exactly like the real world, and then the obvious question is, are we not maybe just in that? And this is just a game? And that's what freaks me out. I remember saying this to somebody, being like, is there just some like pimple-ridden, kid sitting in a chair in some place that it's not even of this world playing a game, and I'm just his avatar within this game?
Yeah. You haven't watched any Black Mirror, have you?
No, because it scares me. I've seen the robot dog episode, which wasn't too scary because it just felt like a movie more than reality, even though it very much, those things are terrifying and it could be reality. And the one with the quantum computer where she's watching her own life kind of thing. And then the Star Trek one, which was really fun because it was just silly. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it would, with the things you've gone through in the last 3 years, that I think it would maybe some of it, and I think for most people watching it anyway, where you watch it and you're like, that hits a little too close to reality. Like you can actually see where you can see where things could possibly go, and then it becomes a little too real that you're like, ooh, this stuff is the way we're going is maybe not the best for humanity. Right?
But there's no stopping.
No.
Though that's where you're correct about the Skynet thing. Remember, it's like it's going to happen regardless. We're just down a hill of mud. Like it's just gonna. There's no stopping the momentum. So naturally, we have a child in utero who's gonna come into this world. She will know. Like, it's one thing to be born into the world with internet, which I guess you kind of were when you gained consciousness, like awareness of your world. You must have known the internet when you were very little.
I remember my grandparents having dial-up. I remember having internet by the time I was maybe living in Calgary, so like 10. But before that, all I really remember on the computer is like playing with Paint. Like the app Paint and Minesweeper.
So that blows my mind. Being 10 years older than you is like having a family computer that's more than just a black screen with a flashing orange cursor. Like that's the computer that I had as a child.
So weird.
And then so I'm like, wow, to have our child born into the internet when I was in my 30s, I was like, that would be crazy to grow up with the internet. But we're having a child born into AI.
That'll be really interesting.
She will know no other experience than having an oracle in her pocket that knows everything about human existence ever.
Or maybe Skynet goes live, nukes are deployed all over the world, and it becomes like that one show, The 100, and only a small group of people are surviving, and we go back to like tribes and not having any kind of technology days. I mean, who knows? It could all blow up like that too, which I would hate to lose on-demand hot water and contacts. Those are usually the two things that I think of. I'm like, I don't know what I would do without contacts, and I feel like the running water thing like that would just be an extremely huge adjustment, and on-demand heat.
And knowing you so intimately, a couch, that's a big...
That cat loves our couch more than I love it.
That's fair.
He has not gotten off of that couch for the last week.
The thing I like about the tech for our child, I could see there being a real benefit of being born into AI where it knows everything about you from the beginning, learns you through your life. Everybody's medical history is so unique to them, and if hers is within a AI, to know her all through her lifespan, to be able to track her blood results from birth, that could be potentially great. But also, is there an element of knowing too much?
Yeah.
That's one thing with humans where I do look back envious on people in the 1800s, where it's like, you really only know, what's in front of you and what's passed down orally through tradition.
Or like, what about the movie Gattaca? Like, you know, with your blood composition, your family history, you will probably only live until you're whatever years old. Like, do you really need to know that kind of stuff? I don't know. Like, it's very interesting. I feel like it would be too much. And then what's the point in, well, obviously, maybe not what's the point, but like, all the mystery and magic of life and living is gone in a way.
Yeah, and I think that's true of the afterlife too. That at this point, I mean, who knows with tech, but at this point, nobody really knows, because you can't really know, because you can't come back from it. I mean, there are near-death experiences, and I think I had one, but it's like, we don't know for sure, and we'll never know for sure. And there is that mystery that I think is what makes this worth it. So yeah, if that's taken away, then what is there?
Trips.
What is she gonna be born into? Crazy, baby.
It'll be so weird. Any new generation, you can see how they're so much more in line with technology and stuff. Like even me, it started happening in the last couple of years with work, where before I thought like, any kind of techie thing, I could figure it out. Like I don't, this stuff isn't too hard. But then now with AI and, cyber security, and I'm like, I know up to this much. And then after that, like call IT, like I don't know anything, but it'll be so interesting to see how humans evolve and adapt with this kind of new information and use it to their advantage, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's going to take the magic of the world away a little bit. I also hope, too, that most humans don't want to be in this new virtual world that they've created more than the real world. Because, like, no one's going to look at flowers anymore.
I think about that a lot. That's the one, that movie. Did you ever see WALL-E? I think you've seen WALL-E.
Yeah.
Yeah, where the humans are just bags of blood that float around and live within this other world. And it's things automated and does all the work for them. And yeah, we could be on course to that. And yeah, losing... That's why, like, I love going to the gym and just, like, using my body. I want to wear my body out. I love going to bed exhausted. And I think that's just a microcosm. And then if you expand it out to a macrocosm, when I'm preparing to pass, I want to be like, man, I used my body. I lived. I exercised. I crushed it. And I used my life force, whatever that is. So... that worries me, yeah, that people are just gonna sit on the computer and just be in a different reality instead of this one. But that's also their choice. If they want to miss out on looking at these amazing azaleas, then who am I to tell them no? And maybe what they're looking at is spectacular. And if there is singularity, maybe it is the same thing in a way. I don't know.
But don't most people who live their life being a major CEO of a company or whatever it is, at the end they're like, no, I don't want to do any of that. I want to go and live in my house and tend to my garden and do the easier things of life and just enjoy, the time that I have on this planet. Like, I think sometimes we come full circle and we just want to get back to playing in the dirt and mud and looking at flowers and watching sunsets and stuff.
No doubt. And I've said this before. I just feel like no, give it to me. What's your final?
Did you know that
now it's just out. I love before you were kind of hiding it, but now it's just like.
Did you know that some orchids trick insects into mating with them? These sneaky flowers mimic the scent and appearance of female bugs.
Are you trying to tell me something? Hey, rude. Whoa, that had quite a pop to it.
That was not my note. It was something else.
No, I don't think, whatever this experience is, part of me thinks that I'm not supposed to be very successful. that I'm supposed to be mediocre, that I think I should be more rich and famous and successful, and even the simulation making that dog bark as I'm saying these things. But I really think that there's some higher power or some kind of bigger plan that has me, I'm supposed to press my face against fame and money, which I've definitely done, but I'm not allowed to break through. And I think I'm on this planet to learn to appreciate these things like the azaleas and this amazing privilege that we have to have this home and our baby and you, my dream, my wife. And it is hard to do, but I think that that's my ultimate life goal of whatever game I'm in, that I'm supposed to just be okay with being mediocre. When I was on my crazy mushroom trip, there was this one part where I went through this, like these feelings, and my dad was a mailman, which he wasn't in reality as far as whatever this reality is. But within my trip, my dad was a mailman. And I remember like these visceral feelings of shame. And I remember going through like processing that and coming to this place where I was like, that's okay. Like he's a good man and he's a mailman and that's okay. He's not my dad wasn't a mailman. So it was an interesting, like, clearly I'm always wrestling with this thing. And yeah, I feel like that might be my ultimate purpose, is to like defeat that and just be okay with being like normal and like not wealthy and just like happy with my wife and my kid. And then I hope it's the movie Bill and Ted's 3 where my daughter gets to go off and achieve all of her dreams. And that's probably the ultimate yay, you know?
Is that not the point for everyone? Is to just be happy with what you have, what you're given? Cody?
But what you're given, like I try to get, and you know, like I can't reach the things I want to reach. So it's like, yeah, that's frustrating. It's really, really difficult. But then I love the idea, though, it would be like Bill and Ted's 3, where my daughter gets to be the star and I'm the one who's like, I'm happy for her. I want that for her. And you know, I did okay. It wasn't exactly what I wanted to be, but I did okay. So I hope that's the ending for me. And I'm definitely getting there, because I know now that I have the thing that I always wanted was love, 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 chasing love, looking for love. Oh my God, I want love, 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 love. And then now I have it. And now I don't need to think about that anymore. That's done. That's done. That's off the table. I don't ever need to think about that ever again. And since meeting you, I have not thought about it once. And now I'm focusing on this other thing where it's like, oh my God.
Crazy.
Baby.
Baby.
It's getting dark out here.
Yeah, we're at an hour and a half already.
I think we did pretty well. That was pretty intense.
Yeah.
That got a little intense, huh?
Yeah.
So, should we just kind of sit and just enjoy this fire a little bit?
I would love that.
As two lovers?
Yeah.
Okay, baby.
That sounds nice. Turn these lights off.
I'm probably gonna start attracting bugs to these things.
Probably.
So let's shut her down.
Shut her down.
Stoke that fire, baby. Fire girl, fire starter. Ooh. I guess we just sit and enjoy the rest of the azaleas we got here, huh?